Actually, that book that I wrote was inspired in 2007 by the clamor, talking about who we are, where we're going to, our essence, and all that. Talking about the makeup of the people, there's this migration story. A number of people migrated from Benin, a large number migrated from Benin. And those who migrated, in my book, I call it an inverse migration, because there are people who moved from the east and went to the Oba's palace in Benin and spread out. And then at some point, there was some discord. And for them to move away, they had to retrace themselves back from where they came. That's what I call it, inverse migration. For instance, my own setting. My own kingdom was founded by two people. One came from the eastern frontiers, and then my own grandfather came from the East Inri. So they combined to form it. Now, within our own setting too, Idumuje is a place. My kingdom is Idumuje. Just close to us, you have the Olukumis. They came from Owo in the west. And then those people have dual language as we speak today, or say dual dialect, because it's one is a byproduct of Igbo, the other one a byproduct of Yoruba. They are the Olukumis. Olukumis speaks to friendship. We have a solid workforce. We have our tourism potentials. Look at Florence and fauna. You look at the cultural bees in terms of artifacts and artifacts. You look at dance patterns and everything that will help you to mobilize for cultural essence, for tourism. We have all this. So if you're looking at the original concept, were they actually qualified? Yes, we were, and we are now. But the question now has arisen. We have a new political optic. The current political dimension speaks to the fact that if we begin to hold on to the original position, we must be positioned within the original construct of Anioma, a problem might not work well. If you look at the mindset of the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, there was this reported meeting between him and Senator Ned Nwoko. And it was reported to have said that he desires to place this in the east to kind of square up and make southeast 7 states.
So Anioma is not historically Igbo. Is that what you're saying?
That's a question. You see, now, the people of Anioma are described statutorily as Igbos. That's what I can tell you. Statutorily, we're Igbos. Although so many people lay claims to different ancestries, but statutorily, anybody within that construct cannot say he's not Igbo.
Do they speak Igbo?
We all speak Igbo with different dialectical differences.
So it makes sense for it to be categorized as a member state, if it eventually becomes one, in the southeast region of Nigeria.
It does make sense if we all see the reason for...
But there's a sharp political division, because we hear that even...
Whatever you are doing in this life, do not look down on the little beginning. Yes, now, when we started this movement, a lot of people were just insulting me. You're a small boy, you don't know anything. You don't know anything. Go and ask your elders. Today, in the last 1 year, I have posted more than 100 elders, kings, and traditional leaders who have shared our history of our Igbo-ness. So today, can any of you still see that it is no more a question of you don't know history? Now, it might actually be that because of Anioma state, most of them are coming out to say they're Igbo because they need the Anioma state. And that's why somebody asked me, if Anioma state is not created, what have you achieved? I want you to understand that Anioma state is not the ultimate goal. Yes, now, having a seaport in the southeast is not the ultimate goal. Releasing of Nnamdi Kanu is not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is that we have been able to establish that Igbos are not in Southeast, that Igbos are not 5 states in Southeast, that Igbos are in 30 states of Nigeria. That is the ultimate goal. That is what we have been able to establish. Because I'm an Igbo man in Delta State today. When I started, we were not talking of Anioma State. Anioma State was an afterthought. Do you get? But what of Igbos in Kogi? If Anioma State is not greater, what of Igbos in Kogi? What of Igbos in Benue? What of Igbos in Akwa Ibom? What of Igbos in Cross River? What of Igbos in Rivers? What of Igbos in Bayelsa? What of Igbos in Edo State? So it is not about Anioma State. And it's not about having a seaport. It's not about all those things you are thinking of. We have been able to cause a revolution to let people know that Ndi Igbo are not just in 5 states. And if you look, it has started dying down. Go with your 5 seats. Go with your 5 states. Because it has been established that we Igbos in Delta have established our Igbo-ness. Those in River State have established their Igbo-ness. Even Ikweres that are shaking head together, have you seen them again shouting Awilo? Ikwere cannot. Because now it has been, all the lies and propaganda have even died low. When people say, and because of crude oil, now you can find out that Imo State have more oil than even your so-called Ikweres or River State. You can see that Abia State has more oil than you. So why you are making it look as if they are coming for you because of your oil? Those people have oil too, and they are signing deals to establish their oil companies. Look at what is happening in Abia. How the governor is doing well. Look at what's happening in Enugu. So these things is something that if you do not take careful, you'll now be lying to yourself. It has been established. The major goal is that you now find out that, oh, the reason why we are doing this is to establish the fact that we are in the Igbo. And we cannot take because of a state or regional geopolitical zones to deny our origin. We are Igbos and we are going to maintain it. This is where we stand now. Anyway, join me tomorrow by 7 p.m. in Genje TV Media House from UK. It's going to be interviewing me and my friends, Almighty and the Igbo, as we bring to you the focus of Igbo Unification. We're going to be here. Join us tomorrow live by 7 p.m. tomorrow being Sunday.
Igbo